What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of the Aggressively Average Angler podcast. We are live. We are talking budget versus primo, bougie. I couldn't think of like what word I wanted to use for this. So the word we chose was premium. It's like cheap versus expensive, kind of. And I wanted to keep it to kind of in general gear. I think the thing that most people think about is like reels, rods, but I would also include tackle, kayaks, boats, etc. There's always like you got those friends that are like budget only. They're like, I will never spend more than $25 on a spinning reel or whatever, or $10 on a spinning reel. And there's those friends that you got there like, I would never buy a rod that's not an X Pride. It's like I will not spend under $600 on a rod because it's that important to me. And tackle, kind of the same thing. I'm only buying premium JDM stuff or whatever. So we wanted to talk about that a little bit. I wanted to get your 2 cents on it. What side of the fence are you on? Are you somewhere in the middle? I did see a bunch of comments when I posted this in the community section of our YouTube channel. A lot of people said somewhere in the middle. That's great. That's kind of where we live as well. Middle, leaning up or down, depending on whatever gear we're talking about. So we're going to talk about that. Some of our favorites from each of these categories. It'd be a fun little night here. And we'd love to hear some recommendations from you guys, just like you helped us out with the budget reels. We do have a budget reel video that we dropped last week. And we're going to, I think I only saw one comment of this, Paul. I don't know if you saw more. We're going to spool them up. We're going to put time in on the water. I thought we were clear in that video. This is just a first look review, just an unboxing, And there were a few people who were just like, "Hey,
I want to put time on the water. This. Why didn't you fish this,
bro? We didn't have time. All right, so they're still in a box.
10 reels in an hour.
No, it wasn't gonna happen. But we will like commit to a trip where we only use those. And I think that's
probably next
right?
week.
Yeah. So like maybe next weekend. Is that no? That's the weekend before Kayak Adventure Series. So yeah, we'll spool them up, put some braid on everything, leader line, blah blah blah. We'll go out to one of the lakes that we have a lot of faith in, so that we can catch some fish, put them to the test, and see how we feel about them. And a lot of those cheap reels are going to have to be on like our basic, whatever rods we have, because we didn't do a whole ton of rods, but I do have some cascading combos we're going to test out. We do have the new Kestrel BFS reel, the cheaper one, which I've heard good and bad things about. So I want to get my own 2 cents on it. We got a righty for that one. So we're going to have to, ambidextrous it for the day. It'll be fun. And then we'll pair those other reels up with whatever rods we got. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. Otherwise, news and noteworthy. We're going to talk about our trip with Ethan and Debo in a second. Wanted to call out again. There's only 2 weeks left for this, but we got Kayak Adventure Series coming up. I'm going to go. I will be there. Paul will be on a family vacation. Rip. But he'll be, we'll meet up with him on another fishing trip in the future. We got Icast coming up. But yeah, if you guys haven't registered for Kayak Adventure Series in Whitehall, Michigan, and you're in the Midwest, do it. Just do it. You're going to get some prizes probably at this point. There's still a few left over you can pick up if you register now. And then there's tons of opportunity to win when you're at the tournament. It's not one of those tournaments where it's just like biggest fish only, biggest bag only. There's an average bag. There's an average bass. There's the micro bag. Like you could do
clean up the most trash. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Picking up trash is going to be one of them.
There a lot of waterways to fish that are tagged that if you catch, you can catch. Like it's crazy.
There's a lot of opportunity. You're not going to want to miss this one. I'm just there to have some fun and hopefully catch a ton of fish or not, but I'm going to have some fun. Period. Number one. That's the rule. I'll find a way to have some fun. It'll be like my 6th trip with the XI3, fifth trip with the XI3, I think. So I'm still like learning how to use the rig that I have. It's been fun though. It's a fun learning curve. So that's it for KAS. Make sure you guys register for that. Let's talk about our little trip that we did. Did you have fun on this trip?
I had fun. We did a lot of stuff. We did some fishing. It was great. Yep. We had Jeff and I started fishing around 3:00 on Friday afternoon.
Yep.
We went to the larger of the 2 lakes that are like right next to where we were staying, and we did horribly. We did very poorly. Not good. Not great. It was actually a really tricky lake because most of it had very very tall grass, like all the way through and through. but no like defining features that you'd be like, a pocket where the fish will be. It was just like
Yeah.
big open expanses and then very, very deep pools or very, very deep main lake area.
Yeah.
And so, and the fish were not in that like roaming, I'm hunting phase. They were in like just post spawn. So they weren't even
Yeah.
on the beds, they were off beds. So if you rolled over a bed, you'd be like, oh, there should be fish here, but there weren't. And
Yep.
it was tough fishing and they were very finicky, very finicky.
Yep.
So we caught some fish, not a lot. And then then Debo and Ethan showed up that night. That was really cool. Getting to meet Ethan, we'd already met him before, but getting to see him is always fun. And then getting to meet Debo in person for the first time was just like it was just as cool as you would think it would be. It was that awesome. Super nice guy, and got to have some Papa Pops and just kind of hang out and have some fun, which was really cool. And then Saturday morning,
Wait.
oh yeah,
You guys, I haven't posted this yet, but that's Ethan and Paul. I had to do a side by side.
he's a
This is
little
how tall
tall.
Ethan is.
It's
he's,
crazy. It's
he's a
insane.
freaking giant.
He is massive.
Yeah.
And so we stayed up till approximately 3 in the morning, and then we woke up at
Oh my
6 in the
god.
morning, and then
Yep.
had a lot of microwave breakfast sandwiches that were frozen, and then unfrozen, some
Yep.
cold coffees, and then we hit another lake. So when we hit the other lake, I caught 2 fish, like decent ones, right off the bat. Went cold
Hmm.
for about a half hour, and then we got into some crappie, and that was fun. Caught enough for a catch and cook. So we put those on ice in the Busby, which is funny, and then took a little break, did a little unboxing, courtesy of Raka, actually. So that was fun, and like 6 cents and some other stuff. So you'll see that in a couple of weeks.
It was a
Then
huge unboxing.
it was
Real quick, I wanted
massive.
to say on the Busby, a lot of people were like, Where's your foam cooler? Where's your 2 cent cooler?" I was like, listen, guys, we didn't have it. We
We
had
had
the
what we had.
Busbies. It had tackle in it. I dumped the tackle out and I was like, I have an idea. Let's just throw
Yeah.
this in here. Why not? So that was just for funsies. But yeah, so the first day we hit the bigger lake in the area. The second day we hit the little brother lake, right?
Hmm.
And
Yep.
I got beat down on for a little while and then eventually figured out a little micro chatterbait. And you guys, the deal of this trip was ultralight BFS. As much as Debo didn't want it to be, Debo forced himself to frogfish and he got on some frogfish. We did too later on, like late the second day. But yeah, it was like all ultralight. I was throwing ultralight chatterbaits, throwing micro Texas rig, like dude, freaking jigs, everything.
Michigan is a weird beast though,
Yeah,
because you kind of like if you were fishing full size gear, you probably would have gotten skunked. And I don't say that lightly. I
yeah.
caught my biggest fish on a regular popper, so it is possible. But
Chug Norris.
the Chug Norris from Debo. But
But
I'm
my
telling you right
biggest was
now,
on a micro Texas dragging a micro
yeah,
TRD from Z-Man.
yeah.
So
Yeah, and
it was
it, it
just
was
it was
it,
tough.
it it was this exact same conditions, right? Post spawn. We caught a
Hmm.
lot of bedded bluegill,
Yep.
and some crappies that were just feeding up. But the bass catching, it was tough, and the bite was changing every 20 minutes. So we made some videos on that.
Yep.
We had we had another fun night, a little more chill because everyone was a little sleepy. And then the next day we head out. The boys headed out, and then Jeff and I got to fish again for the morning, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so Debo and Ethan fished for a couple hours, then dipped, and then Paul and I kept fishing until around noon, 1 o'clock ish. Well,
We got
around
into
noon.
them. We got into a
We
mess of fish for about an hour. We
Yeah.
slapping them up.
I will say, like I did use one regular size technique effectively, and that was the fluke. I went weightless fluke on the
Mhm.
edge of
Yeah,
pads,
did
and
that
I
too.
ended up getting a lot of good fish on that. A couple of my better fish, my best fish though, was on BFS, and it was the funniest thing. It's in our video. You guys will see in a couple weeks because there's so many. I have 86 GoPro clips that I have to organize. Yeah, from like 4 different
I can
videos.
already though. I have like that. I think you have
I
that
could burn
fisherman's
through
memory,
it pretty
like a
quick.
baseball memory. Like I know where all the fish that I caught were.
That's why I sort footage within like a week-ish of a
Yeah,
trip. I gotta sort it before I go fishing
fresh.
this weekend. But yeah, I'll sort it out. We had this fun little time where Paul and I were just like talking. We had kayaks like close together. We're kind of like drifting because the wind was like up and down that day.
I had a
And
micro Texas on.
you had a micro Texas. I had a micro Texas. We were throwing two different rigs. So I had the Copper Truce micro finesse TRD. And I was just dragging that on a 116. You had a 116 ounce, and we were just drifting. And we look down, and we see a shadow of what looks like a 4-pounder, which ended up being a 4-pounder.
It was while I was reeling it in, and I saw he was
Yep.
following
So
my
you
little
paused on
micro
him.
craw. Paused. He took it, but the hook that I was using was a size 8, and it should have
Yep.
been the 6 for the
Which is
craw
what
that
I
I was
had.
using. So he
Yep.
he took it. I set the hook. He still had it in his mouth, and then eventually he spit it out because the hook never penetrated. It never got
Yep.
through the bait. The bait was too big for the hook.
So homie did a donut, right? He's like, still, he spit, balls bait, did a little
I
donut.
yelled. I was like, Jeff, go.
He was hanging out there, so I flip right out in front of him and immediately took it. And I was like, yes, but also I'm sorry. It's one of those those.
No, it was
moments are
great.
so
It was
funny.
so cool. It was there were a lot of moments like that that were just
Yeah,
like a lot of fun. I've but fishing in Michigan is a little different. It can
especially
be
that
really
condition. It was
yeah.
like first time being super hot. Water temps were 72, 75. So it was like the hottest the water's been in 7, 8 months. Like it was insane. And it was post spawn. So they were like still hanging around the beds ish and kind of just spawned out and not
But
wanting to
not like
play.
munching. They were just sort of there.
But that third lake we went to, so we went to 3 lakes, right? The third
Mhm.
lake was the money lake. Everybody caught numbers on that lake. So what Ethan, I think, did 1 or 2 videos on the lake. Debo did a video on that lake. We did 2 videos on the lake, maybe 3.
3.
3 of our videos on the lake. So there's like catch and cook. We like to call hooked and cooked. So we got the hooked and cooked episode. We did the unboxing with like Rocka, 6 Cent, Grumpy Baits was in there. What do we have? We made our own Dark Horse box through darkhorse.com. We did Banking Creek. It's huge unboxing. Went through all that stuff. So all those videos will be dropping soon, you guys. Give us some time on the collaboration videos, just because we got to sort a whole bunch of stuff. Also, DeBurley AAA hype man, 38 months. Did we just become best friends? DDT that like button and be safe on the water this weekend, nerds. Let's go. Thank you so much.
Word.
Love it. Oh, and then we haven't unboxed these yet, but we've been showing them in a lot of random footage. But we have the new Busby crates. I got to tell you guys, they're insane. They're way less expensive than I thought they were going to be. They're still a lot more than if you went to like your hardware store
To
and
get a
grabbed
tub.
a Rubbermaid, like it's going to be a little more than that, but they are crazy. Paul stood on top of one,
Yeah.
hyper durable, and they do some cool stuff with the latches. So we're going to play around with those and we'll cram them into a video here soon. Oh, and I ordered the Hookup Tackle 25th anniversary box. So
You're welcome.
yeah, I did it. I got a Hookup Tackle JDM box. We made it. A lot of people messaged us and they were like, hey,
That's a buy
try
and
this.
fish immediately
Yeah.
set up.
It's going to be a friggin' blast. I can't wait to do that. All right, so let's get into budget versus expensive when it comes to gear. And I mean, we're kind of talking about rods, reels, line, bait, kayak, boat, accessories, etc., right? And we're not going to obviously go through every product that exists in that category. We want to talk about a few, maybe some of our favorites. Want to hear from you guys. But let's first define. Well, actually, let's do our Q of the D. I'm so sorry. I'm jumping ahead in the show. I've broken the show.
You really did. You just
My bad. I'll step back. Cue the
around.
D, Paul, and then we'll do that. I got excited.
What injury did you fear most as a child? Like what injury were you like actively nervous about where you were like, I don't want that to happen to me. That sounds really bad. Mine would be like a bee sting. I like really did not
Ooh,
want to get stung by a bee. Like
you did
I
not
was
mess with
terrified
bees.
of it. No, I didn't F with
That's
bees.
a good
No.
one.
If I saw a bee, I was like, I got the F out. I have a distinct memory of when I got over my fear of bees. I was playing baseball, shortstop.
Yeah.
I'm standing there, legs all spread out, ready to receive a ball right to the thigh. I look down, and dude, there's a huge, and I mean huge wasp right on my leg. And I was like, previous me would have bolted instantly, evaporated. I would have beat me up, Scotty, and I was gone. I smoked it with my glove, and I was like, "Eat it!" Bam! And then from then on, don't love bees, but I do not scream like a child and sprint in the other direction.
Yeah, I think bees is a good one. I've seen enough people get absolutely wrecked by them. I've only been, I haven't been stung that many times. I've probably been stung like a dozen or so times
I've been
over my
stung more
entire
times as
life.
an adult in the river than anywhere else.
Same fishing. I've been stung as many times fishing as I did as a child.
100%.
Like
Rolling around in wasps' nests,
punching
I've been
wasp
stung
nests.
less. Yeah.
My buddies and I used to BMX on tracks in the woods, and we'd come across the wasp nest in the ground, and then we would just like flamethrower them. And like
Sure.
I've been stung more just like casually fishing on a lake.
Yeah.
What the hell? All right, so here's one for you. I would say like, broken bones, but as a kid, you're just like, whatever, that's never gonna happen.
Hold on.
I skated, I BMX'd, I never broke bones, like ever. What? You got a comment to highlight? Or are you adding something? Oh no.
I thought being on fire would be a bigger problem in my life with all the stop, drop, and roll stuff.
Oh. See it.
That's like quicksand.
Caro,
Quicksand.
good
Like, oh
point.
no, not quicksand.
Yeah. Oh no, quicksand was not nearly as big a problem as I thought it was going to be, based on all the storybook reading. Yeah, I would say you could say broken bones, but as a kid, you never think about that. I never broke a bone somehow in my life, knock on wood. But I will say, yeah, believe it or not, never have. Severe sprains. I almost blew out my ACL, but I just actually strained it, and it was just really bad. Like I've never done any of that stuff.
No
I don't,
way.
and I wasn't cautious at all, you guys.
Yeah.
I did some dumb stuff.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say, here's mine. You remember on the swing set, everybody wants to do the rollout backflip, right?
All the time. I did
All the
it.
time.
I separated my shoulder so badly I couldn't lift up an empty trash can for like 6 months.
So exactly. Like I've done it. I was fine most of the time. This one time I missed. And then on the back swing, I did the rollout. Like I wasn't ready. I held on,
And then you let go and backwards.
No. So it's like this. If you think, I'm gonna go one more time, or like, not yet. Like
Next
anytime
one.
if you resist it, you just gotta go. Otherwise, you will
100%.
get hurt. So
Yeah.
I resisted it. And then as I rolled back, I was like, what did I do? And like I just rolled out of the swing flat on my back on those timber dividers for the playgrounds. Like
nice.
spine,
like a railroad.
Yeah, railroad tie around, just mulch shot in the air. And I was just like, and like all the air that existed in my lungs evaporated. That was the worst.
Losing your breath as a kid is so scary. It's just scary. I remember crawling along the grass towards
I'll never breathe again.
Because I was like, I couldn't breathe. And it was like the first time it ever happened to me. I didn't know what was happening. Like, I'm dead. Like,
when like babies like bonk their head and they start that cry, and then they have that long silence. They're like, and then it goes, dude. So I was at a rest stop on the way to this trip, right? And this baby face plants in the road, and I'm just like, oh no. And then dad like scoops him up, but the baby did that, cried, and then it was literally, it took me from walking from my car all the way to the rest area door for this baby to take a breath. And I was like, things are not going well.
Just very impressive.
What? It's crazy.
So well, okay, follow-up question. Now as an adult, what do you fear what injury do you fear as an adult? And your answer can't be financial injury.
I'll never
recover from this.
I would, dude, what, like a head injury, spinal injury, things that you never think about as a kid, but like I don't really worry about anything else. I injure myself
about anything
every day. Like every single day, I do something to hurt myself.
Yeah, well, that's true. I worry.
A very true one, Joshua Simonson. Cancer.
Is that an injury? I mean,
it's an injury to your cells by your cells.
Okay. I mean, all right, then that's my answer, I guess.
Yeah.
People are saying going blind and eyes. That snake bite. What?
Snake bite. What? That for down south, that's like an actual risk. Up here, I killed 2 snakes with my lawnmower today, but they were garter snakes, so it didn't matter. Not worried about that.
Somebody who's a father is scared of heart issues. That's fair.
That's my father. What are you trying to tell me, Dad? Am I supposed to be worried or something?
You worry now.
This is not the time and place to tell me about this.
So Army Outdoors, we've heard this story, and it is ghastly.
Oh yeah, that is when an
Army Outdoors
ankle
says, "What up, fellas? I broke my
explodes.
ankle jumping out of Air Force airplanes when I was stationed in North Carolina. Now I have 7 screws and a plate in my ankle, fracture of tibia, fibula, and dislocation." Yeah,
Ooh,
not great. Horrifying, actually.
ooh,
Um, I
yeah,
think I probably the one, and this is more of an irrational fear. I have like an irrational fear that I'm going to just not be able to like run or walk. Like anything that would, even for a
yeah.
short period of time.
Spinal injury. That's what I just said.
Well, it's such a rare thing.
Paralysis.
I'm more like let me put it this way. I'm more worried about doing something really silly like walking and then twisting my ankle so badly just walking around that I can no longer like
Yep.
run the way that I used to run or lift how I used to like. I worry about an injury like that. Like something kind of relatively benign, but just because I'm old now, it will
Take
like
you
basically put
6
in
weeks.
it will preemptively end my like athletic career. Like that's what
Yeah.
actually makes me I'm more scared of that than almost anything else.
I love that you're 37 and you just said your athletic career. Like,
It's a
so good.
personal thing.
All right. My athletic career. I'll never athletically recover from this.
Exactly. That's what I worry about.
Woo.
I worry about my unquestioned number one athletic prowess at work.
I'm gonna lose my number 1 seed, man.
I
It's not
can't
good.
have that.
It's
I
not
can't
good.
have, I live off that. When I go home, that's what keeps me running.
All right, that's enough of this nonsense. Let's get into what I started talking about: budget versus
Yes.
expensive gear,
All right.
covering a bunch of categories. So let's first outline what are we talking about, Paul, when we say budget versus expensive.
Well, I'll define what I consider budget. Budget is not cheap. Okay, so budget is like closer to like value, like
Yeah,
not
affordable but high
yes,
enough quality at the price that there's a
yes.
value
So like
proposition.
in spinning reels, this would be like around the $50 to $70 range. For bait caster, this would be like the $100 to $150 range, somewhere in there. $90, something like that.
Yeah,
Um, but it's not like the cheapest. Budget versus bougie. That's fair. That's what it
I
should
thought
have
about
been.
calling it that, but I didn't. I don't know why.
It's all
I should have
right.
gone with my gut.
Mistakes were made.
It's
Um,
fine.
but yeah, so that's what I would consider budget. When I think about premium, I'm not thinking about just like a nice reel. I'm not talking about
Yeah,
like a Tatula CT or something like that. I'm talking about something that is definitely in the high end. You are paying for brand, probably. You're paying for convenience, right? So like
yeah,
the DC version of a reel is what I'm thinking of. So like SLX DC and above.
right.
You're gonna spend over 250 on what I would consider to be like a premium bait caster. For a spinning setup, we're talking about anything over $150, right? Like that's what I
Oh
consider to
yeah.
be like in this case, not like $700, but
Yep.
definitely expensive. Someone would look at that and be like, "Oh, that's a nice." Anybody would look at that and be like, "That's a nice reel. You spent money on that."
Yep. And then you go to like did you mention rods?
Not yet.
All right, so rods, budget, we're talking like 50 to $100, like really affordable. Even 50 is like super
100,
good.
125.
100 bucks
I
is
think
kind of this
100,
magic.
125 is
Yeah, I would say like if you get a $99 rod, like that's a pretty sick buy. Like that's good. And
that's
like
cheap.
depending on which one
These
you
days, that's
get,
cheap.
these days, yeah, depending on which one you get, you'll be happy with it. Like we have tons of
125, we talked about
100,
this. 125 is the new what the $100
the new
Silverado.
99.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the 125 is the new
Silverado.
99. So I would say like 125 to 150 is like
Yep.
is budget. Like it's quality. You save some
Yep.
money though. You didn't go up to the next brand. You bought the Bass X, not the St. Croix Legend, right? Like the
Yep.
Legend, the St. Croix Legend at $500 or $750, depending on which one.
Yeah, the X Pride or
That's premium,
Poison or the
right? But
Steez,
the
whatever.
Bass X is not the cheapest one. It's not the Mojo, but it's solid. It's good, solid buy.
Lots of TFO around 120 to 199
100%.
dollars. Those are rock solid value. So kind of talking about that, and then yeah, what I meant with like 0 to 50, 0 to 70, typically like super cheap rod.
Yeah.
I had the Shimano Sensolite that was $49.99. Didn't love it. And then we had the what was the ultralight we used? The Defy Silver from 13 Fishing. That was $50. That was like a snag. Like
It's
wow,
still right here.
yeah, still rocking. My dad has mine. Like
I'm actually
so,
gonna bring that one to my
it works
cottage
great.
and just leave it there.
You should. It's a great option.
Yeah.
So sometimes you win, but yeah, most of the time we're talking that 100, 125 budget to bougie. You're over like 299 plus. Then let's go into let's talk kayaks. If you talk, well, I
Well,
guess
wait,
if
are
we
we?
stay on fishing,
Do you want to talk rods? Like, do you
I want to
want
get into
to?
some of our favorites, but we're outlining sort
Okay.
of the parameters here.
All
So if
right,
we
got it.
talk like fishing line, what's cheap versus, or sorry, budget versus bougie
For line,
line?
budget would be below Power Pro. I think like Trilene.
Spider braid.
Spider's more expensive. Oh,
Is
for
it?
braid?
I love a spider. If
Um,
it is, it has no business being.
like I think like owned brands is like
Yeah.
cheap. Budget would be like Berkeley.
Yeah, that's fair.
So 30-pound braid, 300 yards. That's
Hmm.
probably $10 to $15 would be budget. Are you okay, wife?
Oh no.
My word. Uh, for the high end for braid, you're talking
Yep.
$25 for that 300 yards. Probably
JDM,
$30.
Veriva.
Yeah, talking
Uh,
nice higher end
yeah,
stuff.
yep. Yeah, so I mean, line, we talked baits, Megabass is something a lot of people are going to immediately think about for
Yeah.
bougie. $25 jerk bait versus a $10 jerk bait, KVD. So yeah, you might think like Strike King, for example, is an all-around brand. Lots of like the tour grade stuff, lots of very affordable things.
Samwise, your
Oops,
comment belies
wrong.
your name.
Samwise, don't use braid. It's
What?
like all braid. Admiral Spiffy says, wrong bro, Chacho.
I trust the
Pure
admirable.
fluoro, I get it. Pure mono, a lot of people do.
Budget braid being garbage is kind of fair. We'll find out
Budget
in a
braid, yeah. I
moment.
mean,
Moment. We'll find out momentarily.
see, this I can get behind. So this was always like my spider wire versus when I found Power Pro versus when I found Verivis and a lot of other options out there.
Samwise, you can't call yourself Samwise, and then your only response to all this is braid is poop.
Nah, it's bad.
Come on, bro.
No. It's
I
bad.
love that you're here, but
Prove me right and
you're better
wrong.
than
I
that.
don't care.
You're better than that. Maybe go take a nap, come back in about an hour. You're better
Like
than that.
you can't
I
even say
believe
it's
in you.
because of bird's nest. They're
Well, if
not
he
that
was
bad.
right, and braid was in fact poop, I probably wouldn't be using it either.
I undid the craziest bird's nest that Paul's SLX exploded. It's dead. It completely died.
Yeah, that really sucks, man.
So
I need a new reel. That freaking
we got
sucks.
a knock on Shimano SLX, the A. His worm gear just like fell off.
I
It just
barely
straight
used
up
that reel. I've
fell
only
off.
used that reel like 24 times.
You must have smashed it on
I didn't
something.
do
I don't know
anything.
what you did.
Nothing.
But anyways, like the braid was literally wrapped all over the place. It took me a cool 30 minutes after like 14 dad pops to disassemble and reassemble your reel.
And it worked for 3 casts and then
I
instant
thought I
crap.
lucked out and I got it fixed for him, but I didn't. I tried to be a good friend. It didn't work out. Anyways, so yeah, that broke. But point is, that was like the worst bird's nest I've ever seen. And I got that out. Like they all can be fixed. You got to go take your time. That's the trick. Is like, don't just yank on the line. You'll tie knots.
If you're a father, you'll get it. If you're not a father, you may not get it. There's a lot of training that goes into this.
So
you haven't seen.
If that's the experience Samwise has, I think he's just like,
well, if he thinks that it's actually poop, I can see why he would not be interested.
I can tell you it's definitely not. But also I will say for like the braid, it was like when I was casting, spider wire was the first braid I ever got. Super thick, really ropey, doesn't cast very well.
It's just very stiff.
Yeah. Or even like I had 65-pound Power Pro versus the Eminent braid. It was like night and day. It was crazy.
That's why when people talk about Power Pro, it's fine.
Castability.
I don't buy it anymore. I have
the Power Pro was super thick. I put it on the shallow spool, the Abu Garcia that I have for my flipping stick. So I had 65-pound on that from Power Pro, cut it off. I was like, this is trash. It's awful. It was so impossible to cast. And it's because of the shallow spool probably, but then I put on the Eminent 50 and it was so smooth, like worked perfectly.
Totally different. I like the Eminent braid. I'm so sad that soft steel is going away. It makes me real sad because
it's so lame.
Just having like
what are we gonna use now?
Unlimited great fishing line was such a oh god.
Yeah.
So nice. All right.
The Sinestro makes a good point. Life's too short for cheap line. Like the last thing you want to do is just have your line explode.
Well, here's the thing. Like there's a couple things with lines. So how are we forming our opinion? What do we call why is some trash, not
Because
trash.
we used
So,
it and it didn't function the way it's supposed to function.
but this is why I'm getting at. Like, okay, so
Yeah.
I'll make the case for premium over
Braid.
budget,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
it would
Or
not be
line.
my take. I would
Yep.
probably be in the budget section. But here's the thing with braid. You're stuck with that braid unless you can afford to buy more. You're stuck with what you
Yep.
bought on that reel for maybe a year or two.
Yeah. For a while.
I mean, probably a full season. For me, a full season in most cases, right? Probably.
Yep.
Uh, if you if you use a backer for half your reel, you're definitely that spool is going to last you 3 years,
Yep.
maybe 4, because you're only pulling off 75 yards at a time. Like, it's going to last you. So here's what happens with crappy braid. One, crappy braid isn't like knotted as tightly, tends to fray more often, and your knots aren't as good. Crappy line, when it's too stiff for the application you're looking for, you're not gonna you won't even know how good you could have it until you try the premium, and then you'll not want to look back. Also, color retention and then color selection. So if you like to have white, there's only like 3 brands that carry a quality like white. If you want to have something other than just like moss green and you want to stay that color for any period of time, you're
Yeah.
gonna maybe have to pay up. And then just the break strength, like the weave that they're
Yep.
using, the quality of the product, like it does make a difference. It makes a huge difference. And like Jeff said, when you this is like we figured this out with reels. When you try one and then you immediately go try the other one in the same situation, you may not have perceived a difference if you used them
Yep.
6 months apart. But if you do it like that, boom, boom, bang, boom, like that, it's like Jeff said, it's night and day.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, you need that juxtaposition to really understand what we're talking about
Immediately. Yeah.
immediately. Yeah. Otherwise, if you go fishing with your friends, ask them what they got spooled up, try that. You can learn, you make some opinions there.
Now, there is some nice budget stuff, but there's not as much as you might think. I've heard a lot of good things about K9. I had the fluoro that I used, but
I've used the fluoro. Yeah, I haven't
yeah, I haven't
used braid.
used anything else. So I can't speak on it. I've heard a
Hmm.
lot of people, like people that I trust, that makes
Yeah,
me be fine recommending K9 even, but I would definitely try. I would want to try it.
seems
Um,
solid.
but like someone was asking me about like budget line, and I was like, dude, I don't know. Like, what is budget
Oh
line?
yeah, we don't have enough experience with all of that, but I
Like,
mean, we
what
could
even
say
is budget line? Like, because I think like the Berkeley, Trilene, um, it's
$8.99 a spool of fluoro.
yeah.
Eight,
So
nine
like,
to
and
ten
then there's a
bucks.
lot of own brands. So
Yeah,
there's like Field and Stream has like theirs, right?
sure.
Like, there's all those brands, but
Yep.
what else is there? Do I even know of any? Spider Wire for sure is a cheap one.
Right. Mention that. So
Power
yeah.
Pro is pretty inexpensive.
Oh, Strike King Tour Grade. That would be budget.
That's a good one. And that actually that so if it was that budget versus double the price, it'd be hard not to go with the tour grade.
I still use
It's good.
Contra and Tour Grade line
The tour
on
grade I think is
Contra is
nice.
the more budget, I think.
That's right. It's the
So
super
I've
cheap
used
one.
both.
Yeah.
But I have Contra on one of my ultralight setups.
Wait,
It's
what?
been fine. Like I no issues with it. Very castable, very nice. Very nice. This is Zebco or Zebro? Is Zebro a brand? Zebco. There it is. Michigan Outdoorsman.
Yeah.
Zebro.
Zebco Mono?
It's pronounced Zebro. From Walmart. Good one. Zebco line. Got it. Yeah, I mean, throw any Berkeley Vanish. Okay, there you go. Budget fluoro. Yep, Berkeley, I think would be a good call out. So there's other ones out there. Let's go into baits. So baits parameters. We were talking. If you just look at jerk baits, for example, it's the $24.99 Megabass Vision 110 versus KVD. Jerk bait for $9.99. There's a lot of other examples out there. Frogs. I mean, the Megabass Big Gabo frog is like 25 bucks. And then scum frog, I have a bunch of $5 scum frogs, and I have caught way more fish on the scum frogs than I have on the Megabass. To be fair, I don't fish it as much, and it is a big frog from Michigan, so I like it. I have caught fish on the Big Gabo, and I like it a lot. So I mean, I don't know.
It's not that you can't not. I mean, everyone would like nice things there.
Right,
nice.
exactly. When we talk plastics, it's if it's $1 a plastic or more, that's bougie. If it's like 25 cents to 50 cents, great. But it's like Crush City, Yamamoto, a lot of those gravity baits.
Z-Man is the alternative where it's going to
$4.99
be
to $6.99.
well, they are $1 a piece. Most of them are a 5 or a 6-pack, and they're
TRDs are 8
$4.99.
packs.
The what?
TRDs are 8 packs. A lot of
Full
the
size or the little ones?
full size. The micros it comes in 8 or 10. So the micros
Yeah.
are even more.
I'm thinking more
quantity.
like Stingers. I'm thinking
that's
more
fair.
like all the, the bigger cross, the turbo cross. Those are usually 4-pack or 5-pack.
Yeah, the frogs are a 3-pack, for example.
so
and then you
they're
get the diesel
that stuff.
minnows. Big
Yeah.
diesels are a little bit less.
Those are 75 cents a piece, roughly 80 cents a
Right.
piece.
So there's certain ones that you get, it'll add up.
I guess my
But yeah,
point is Z-Man, I think, is not, even though it's $1 a piece, it's really $1 for 6 of them. Like, I still have like Turbo Cross that I've gotten in the Monster Bass box from like 2022.
right,
Like,
just that they'll last a lot longer.
they just
Mule
last so
plastics.
longer. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
that would be the exception.
So yeah, just don't let it touch any other plastics that you own or even be in the
Calvin
way.
just called it out. Donkey Tail Juniors, $5 for a 12-pack that lasts forever. Now I will. Hey, I just had the first, like, my first experience,
Yeah.
I think, of a mule fishing plastic like breaking off on its own. Like,
I did too. We both did
just
this weekend.
very recently.
Yep. I was
and
like,
it's still
what
blowing
has
up. Yeah, I
happened?
still can't.
To be
figure it
fair,
out.
we were getting absolutely annihilated by crappies and bluegills. It was machine guns everywhere. It was nuts. So yeah. Anyways, and then yeah, there's DeBurley called out the JDM fuzzy dice, $20 for like 3 or 5 or whatever it is. Insanely expensive. So JDM was another
right up
thing I
there
was going to
somewhere.
call out, and we're not including. I won't say its name, but something that's similar to AliExpress out there that people hate that we talk about. But that doesn't count. That would fall into the cheap
You
category.
mean Taboo, the website?
Taboo. Is that?
Not Temu.
You said it. Why'd you say it? Don't do it, Chaz.
It's
So
not
anyways,
that.
it's not that. That's what we said. It's not that. Why don't make the face? Don't. All right, Chaz, play the music. You can do it. We're not talking about Temu tonight. It's not happening. We're talking about other things. We'd be talking about the Maytel Masters reel, one of the best bait casters I've ever spent $17 on. I swear, you guys. All right, cut it. I'm done with this nonsense.
Hey,
right.
I was listening to that.
hey, that's my jam.
Like, let's go.
I brought a Bose speaker on the trip with Debo and Ethan, you guys, and all I played was that song. Can you imagine, like, as the night's going on, a 9-hour loop of that song?
It's too hype. They need a slower version. It's too hype.
Too hype. I couldn't hang out and just eat my fish fry around that music.
No.
Okay, anyway, so we talk about baits, talk about kayaks. So what's a budget kayak? We're not talking cheap. I'm not talking Sun Dolphin. It has a time
budget's
to
like
play.
$1,800.
Sun Dolphin's great. It's like nobody cares to go kayaking.
Budget right now
so
for a fishing kayak is $1,800.
For pedal or paddle? You guys specify.
Sit on top. We're talking about sit on tops.
Sit on top. You want
pedal
Crescent?
Or paddle? What?
So the Crescent Adventure.
Those are like
$1,300.
Yeah, they're like $1,200.
The CK1 Adventure.
The CK1 Venture, and then there's a second one now. The Light Tackle 2, 1,300, 13 feet. The Shoally's 1,800. So I put that squarely in the budget. Maybe more value. Budget.
I think sit on top. The high end of the budget range is $1,800. But then there's sit on top kayaks that you can get that are over $2,000.
I'm talking about like the spectrum, like pedals, all that stuff.
No, I'm talking sit on top paddle. That's what I asked you. Paddle or pedal? If we're talking paddle, it's closer to $1,200, right?
What? Yeah, I agree. I think 1,000 probably.
Okay, so 1,000
for everything, $1,200. Paddle, everything. Okay.
we're on a delay. You're catching up with me here. All right, so if we're just paddling, around 1,000, $1,200. That's definitely what we would call high value budget opportunity for paddling. If you're going pedaling, now there are some like that are closer to that 2K range over under. And then you got like the Old Town Sportsman's, which are putting you around 22, 24. I think it's 22. Because I remember like when I got the Big Water, it was only like $500 more. It was pretty dang close to get a pedal system for your 10-footer for the 106. So yeah, there are definitely some pedal kayaks that can get you down in that budget range.
2,400 for the Old
2,400.
Town 106. Yeah.
So you got a range of like say 1,800 to 2,400 on pedal.
I think that, but I think, yeah, because I think the Sportsman is premium.
You think the
Like,
Sportsman's
I think it's at
premium?
the for what you're
I'd say
getting. I think it's
so.
at the bottom of premium. Like when you think about the range of fishing
Mhm.
kayaks, you have like cheaper Pelican Wilderness Systems paddle. That's the
Yep.
bottom end of the range. The very top, the pinnacle, is like a Titan X fully loaded out, right? Those
Yeah.
are your two. That's the realm of that. Where would you put the Old Town on that spectrum?
It's well below the Titan X. 2,400 versus
Totally
3,600.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'd say it's
But
at
I
the
think it's on the Titan
for
X side of the
pedal.
spectrum, though. It's so far away, fishing
Yeah.
kayak wise, from like a Wilderness Systems paddle kayak. It's so far away from that.
Sure.
Price wise, it's dead center. But I think what it actually is, what the thing is on the more premium side.
Here's where we're miscommunicating. I'm separating paddle and pedal into two separate
Yeah, I'm not doing
categories.
that. Yeah.
I am. So on the pedal side, if we're pedal only, a budget pedal is around the 2K mark, like as close to hugging the 2K as possible.
Yeah. What is the cheapest one? A native?
Um,
No, because most of theirs are paddle.
no,
Wilderness Systems, the eye attack.
probably
Is
that or the is it the attack is where the eye attack is the inflatable one. What was the
Yeah,
wilderness systems? The recon. It's like the recon with the pedal, but I think that's in the 2000, but
11
it's
foot.
usually on sale. So, anyways,
Yeah,
let's
who's
say like 22 to 24 then. 22 to
the
2400. Oh, there you go. Vibe kayaks.
vibe?
Vibe will
That was
put you down there. Vibe will put, yeah, okay. There we go. Mako Riot. Yeah, there's so yeah, around 2K. And then
yeah.
you get into the Primos is over 3 to over
Oh yeah,
3,200. So
yeah,
it's
that's
like the Titan
I
X
almost put that as like
3,600.
super premium, but
Yeah. The Hobies are 4,600 for the
super
180
premium.
drive,
Yeah.
5,600 for the 360 drive. That's the
Yeah.
12-footer. So yeah, I mean, there's a range there.
Bonafides are in the 2000s.
Yeah, dude, the P127 is over 3K.
Doesn't come with a pedal drive.
The
Oh, the P127. I thought you
P127.
meant the PWR.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, yeah, PWR is a little different. But that's kind of upper end paddle, but it's meant to add a motor, right? So I mean, we're not even talking accessories. We get into boats.
Yeah,
We
I'm not.
experience with this, right? So like an actual boat.
I don't even know. To me, a premium boat's
No
like
clue.
75,000, 60,000 is like a
I
premium
bet
boat.
it's like
I think a
closer to
budget
100 now is the like 80 to 100 for a
yeah,
bass boat, for a
but
bass
that's a
boat.
nice yeah, that's what I mean,
But
like
you
a
can get
nice that's a
a
new boat. You're getting a new boat probably.
but you can get like trackers for 18K,
Well,
16.
and that's so I think like the on budget side, and we're not talking cheap, and I think we're talking bass boats. We're not talking about like John boats, aluminum V's, inflated. Like we're talking about just a fiberglass or an aluminum bass boat, 16 feet or longer. And so to me, I think budget is probably like 25K.
Yeah, around 2025. Because I
That's
mean,
a
dude, if
guess.
you
I
just think
really don't know.
trackers, multi-species, there's a lot of different options.
Glad I said a nice tracker's like
Mm,
26K. I feel like I hit it then at
okay.
25. That seems right. Does that not feel right?
Hell no, you can get a nice aluminum bass boat for 30 to 40K. I
25
don't
is
know if
not
I
that far
trust you
away from
Sam-wise though, because you think braid is poop. So if you want,
he
if you want
probably
to get
knows better than us. When it comes to boats, he might.
I
And he
don't
was
have both,
very
so I
firm.
don't.
He was
I
like,
have no idea.
hell no.
Hell
Not no,
no.
not no, well, hell no.
Hell no, dog. He was
Uh,
very firm about braid though. So like
he
I don't
did
know. I don't
very
know.
clearly. I think he put a
Who do I
period
trust?
on it. Braid is poop, period.
Period. Well, if you add the period, that means you're super serious. Okay, so if you can get a bass boat for 30 to 40K, that's I would love to, like what bass boat is that? Very curious. I'm not buying one. I'm curious. Maybe one day we'll buy a bass boat, move down to
Like a
Tennessee,
Lund? Like a
fish all the
Lund?
time.
Like a new Lund, I think it'd be like 80 grand for a nice Lund.
Yeah, I don't think it's a nitro. That's gonna be
Oh no, that's more
that's gonna be
expensive.
up.
And
Gonna be
yeah,
up.
and your Phoenix boats,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
I don't know. I'm interested. Yeah, and then you talk insurance, gas. Every time somebody's like, "You guys just get a boat," I'm like, "Gas, insurance, problems every single day."
Weights,
We've known
trailers,
people
space,
whose
storage.
dude, where do you put it? People's boat has been in the shop for 2 years. I'm like, I can't deal with that.
No.
I will not deal with that. There's a reason I have 3 kayaks now. That's because when I had 1 kayak, when it broke, I was doomed. Like, and it
Having
happened.
the backup Old Town, the Vapor,
Yep.
was super clutch. That thing
Oh
held
yeah.
its own, and I did actually fish pretty well out of that, sit inside.
Yeah. No, I mean, it did what it needed to. Even my $100 mainstream that I had for a decade,
Yeah.
like, did fine. But maybe when we get to a point where we can buy a boat, like one of us gets like, if I get a slip on this lake or something, that's when we got to go get a 1974
I agree.
like just trash
I
bass
say
boat,
I say we do it kayak style, where
skeeter.
you buy one knowing that you're gonna rip everything out,
Yeah,
and that you're gonna put your own wiring in and basically
there's our
aluminum
content
it
for 6
together.
months.
Like, dude, I mean, how much fun
Yeah.
I mean, I could oh, man, that would be really fun. I think my kids
And then
gotta be
we could end the argument where people are like, you can buy a boat for that much. I'll be like, I'm gonna do it. Like,
you
I'm gonna
absolutely
go do it. We
no
have
way.
$5,000. We're gonna go buy a bass boat.
That's like what I spent 2,800 on my aluminum boat with a motor, and it was a horrible experience, and that's the reason I got a kayak.
Apparently, you're an idiot because that one commenter said you could get them for 5 cents, a shoestring, and a pack of
I was
chewing
out of
gum.
shoestrings.
Dang it. Like, no deal.
Fart. Can't do it,
Oh,
sorry.
shoot. All right. So then let's get to accessories, right? Like, accessories have this
Yeah.
wide range as well. A lot of kayak equipment, like, you can get a kayak cushion from Amazon for 20 bucks, or you can buy a kayak cushion for 70 to 80 bucks. They have their new,
Is that
like,
how much
big
they
boat.
are?
Yeah, 60 bucks for their standard, I think, and then 80 bucks. Plus their shipping is like 12 to $20. That's why I haven't gotten
Oh.
one. Like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not
That's too
paying for a
much.
seat for a pad. I'm
Yeah.
already padded, bro. I'm double padded.
I messaged them and I was like, if you would do AAA logo, I would spend on that because they do custom ones and I just don't know how to do it. I couldn't find it on their websites from 1998.
I'm
So
fine. Like I'm fine. I have no interest in this. I have a very padded seat.
I've considered it. I think I'm gonna do it, but I'm
Hmm,
gonna do the Amazon one. And then if I hate it, then I'll buy a kayak cushion and then I'll compare the two. So
interesting.
I don't know. I kind of want to do it. It's just for the really, really long day. So I never think about it when you and I fish on weekends for 6 hours
Yeah,
because it's not long enough. But this
sure.
weekend, dude, I was like, oh, come
Were
on,
you?
man. Yeah.
Oh,
Huh.
that sucks.
Thanks.
That does. I
For
mean, legitimately,
you.
I think that sucks for you.
Yeah. Thanks. All right. Anyways. So
I was
accessories
really
like
in
that.
pain. It was a horrible time. Damn.
Bummer.
Duh. Shit.
Took a real L there, bruh. Uh, it- all right. So other accessories like kayak wheels. You can get the Yak Attack Stow and Goes. Those are like 200 bucks, 180 to 200 bucks for the Bunksters. And then you got the Amazon wheels I got. Gan Find X,
The attached
$60.
wheels are so nice.
Your wheels are better though. Like
I
your
love
wheels
my wheels. Yeah.
are way better than my Amazon wheels. So
They
that's an
being
example.
able
Like,
to break them apart just by ship, ship, ship,
yep,
ship, ship, and then like I stuffed them in the Old Town the first trip I went on. I was like looking back at my
it's
truck, I
great.
was like, I've come too far. Pull it all apart, shoved it on the inside
Yep.
of the kayak. It was great.
Yeah. And I could just leave mine next to a tree at the shore.
No one's gonna
No
take
one's
it.
gonna take them. They're like, what the heck are these? I
You'll
still have
find
my Hobie scupper wheels because they don't fit any other kayak and no one will buy them. Like,
why
no,
would anyone buy
does
those?
anybody
Yeah.
need some Hobie scupper wheels? Scupper
You know
wheels
what
are
we
the
need to do is
friggin'
we need to
worst.
invent a much better cart that's better for unloading off a truck.
Bro, I want like one that's like a grocery cart. Like it's
That's what I
four
so
wheels
in
with a
my
handle in the
brain,
back.
I didn't want to say this because all my $1,000,000 ideas
So
never
sorry, I
happen on
ruined your
here,
idea.
but now I gotta say it out loud. So when I
Guys,
said, like, "Oh, we
don't
should build
share
another
this.
cart," you take the wheels off of the other one, and you take the wheels from your GAN find, and then we use the frames to make something like that's a shopping cart style.
I love it. I love
I love
that.
that.
It reminds me of those it's like the trailers that have a handle instead
Yeah.
of the
I
hitch.
know. I
It's
know.
like that for a kayak.
I know. That's
So it already
100% what I
exists,
wanted.
but that's only in 2 wheels. I need 4 wheels. And You got to be able to
Do
like
I even
slide it
really need
under the
that? If there
kayak
was a
in the water.
stabilizer bar, do I really need that?
Need what?
Do I really need 4 wheels? Why can't I just have it where it, like, kinda teeters and totters, and then maybe there's some
Because I don't want
bumpers
to teeter
or
and
wheels
totter.
that
I want 4 oversized wheels, and I actually want a seat
but
and a
it's
throttle, and I want to drive it. I'm just gonna.
you need more than
What it,
extra Hobie wheels for this.
what I really want is an ATV with like an
Lost in Tackle
extended
goes, "Scupper wheels are
24
poop."
foot section. Scupper wheels are poop. They're the worst.
They are.
That's
Having to
correct.
tip your whole fishing kayak sideways, dump
Turn it on
everything
its side.
out, and then pull it
Shove
out, and then slam it back out on the ground. Yeah.
They're so dumb. They're the ones that damage kayaks like the most because you go through that scupper hole on a
So much
cheaper
weight
kayak.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst. All right,
A
a
guy told
crane.
me his dad used an ambulance stretcher.
I love that idea. That's what I'm talking about. But bigger wheels. You need the bigger size wheels so you can get over any obstacle
Here's the problem I
and a
have.
motor.
I'm not even gonna get into it. Okay.
All right, there you go.
You know
Anyways,
what other accessory has a very wide range of price?
hmm.
Braid scissors.
Yeah, so I got like the all right, so the boomerangs are kind of expensive actually. Those are like $13 and they
Hate them.
suck. They like
Trash. They
break
always get stuck
instantly.
shut and they enrage you because that's right when you needed it. Stuck
But
shut.
I still use those Cuda scissors that are $4.99.
Yeah.
They're free.
Yeah.
$4.99 and they've held up for years. I love those Cuda scissors. And then
I have
freaking
the
line
Rapala
cutters.
scissors. They
The
are
Rapala scissors were okay,
no,
but
they suck because when the little
they
slide that holds them shut, if it goes down, you can't close the scissors and you got to
oh
undo
yeah.
that. When you close
Yep.
it, you forget you close it and you're like, how to fart? And then you do that. And then
Yep.
they actually don't hold up that well. I've had mine for 2.5 years and they're already kind of like, "Meh," they're splitting apart. They're,
Yeah.
they're just okay.
Yeah.
And then they don't do anything else. Like they seem with that much of a handle, they would do something that doesn't do anything. They do nothing for me. Don't like them.
Yeah. And then you go to the other end of the spectrum. You got like line cutters for $20.
That's the best budget option
Dude.
by far.
Dude.
Game changer.
I still have the same multi-tool that I've had forever. I'm gonna buy another one eventually
I
just because
still
I want to.
the desktop cutter. This was the
Oh
like
yeah.
you can see
Yep.
that. I just put on I just glued one on right here in my
Yep.
workshop. This is the most useful thing when I'm stringing up line. I just dude, it's
Yep.
the greatest. I love those things. I
Yeah.
love them.
And then you go to like pliers end of the spectrum. You go to the Bubba scissors. Bubba scissors is gonna be like $60, 50, $60. The pliers, I at one point I owned the Bubba pliers and I was not
See you,
impressed.
Samwise. Thanks for being a good sport.
$50. That's the CSM wise. Do you remember when I had the Bubba pliers? And they just like didn't really function.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't great. Yeah, then you get pliers for
They're
like
like F you, bro.
$5. Oh yeah. You get like use like your pliers out of your toolkit and like they eventually just break down. Those get annoying.
They
Yeah.
turn into a rust pile.
All right. So let's go back through these. I want to hear like your guys's go to budget and primo. Just one of each. Don't care about the spectrum. As long as it fit the parameters we just outlined so eloquently as we went through. I want to know what your budget and your primo options were from each of those. So let's go back up to reels. So we're talking like
Not
a
rods?
bait caster. Huh?
Not rods?
No, not yet. Going one at a time. I'm
Rods is
going
number
back.
1. Okay.
Oh, was Rod's number one? I'm so sorry. Like,
Good.
will you ever forgive
First step
me?
is to acknowledge it.
Okay, what's the second step?
Shut up.
Oh,
Shots fired. What was that scared of most
okay,
of middle school?
bye.
This exact moment.
Anyways, as I was saying, rods, what's your go-to primo rod?
Oh, primo?
Yeah,
Hmm. I probably St. Croix as like
the
if I was
legend.
gonna spend that much money on a rod, that probably would be it.
Would you legend? Would you triumph
You
over
know what?
legend?
I
Like
might actually I
300?
take that back. G Loomis. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I would probably do one of those.
you're right.
There's
Like the
so many
NRX
primo
Plus. Yeah.
options. NRX would be cool. There's a lot. I mean, I'm nothing against them. I'm just never going to buy those rods
Ever. I'm never gonna buy
But
one.
if G Loomis was like, "Yo, you want this?" I'd be like,
Yeah,
"Yes,
dude.
please."
Yes.
I
But
mean,
yeah, never gonna buy one.
yeah, I'll have another tidbit about that on Reels when we go to the bait casters because
Yeah.
one got sent to us that I consider bougie, but I was stoked about that. Otherwise, I would have not bought it. Yeah, Primo, I'm with you. I think G Loomis or the Legends, I think would be cool. St. Croix. What about the budget side? You got that 125 we said, right? So 125.
Hard.
It is really hard. I feel like the TFO Professional. I
Yeah,
have one.
so I just recommended that to somebody. They
I
were
love
asking
that.
about literally 125 bucks, and I was like, I could beat it even. $100. It's crazy.
Yeah. The professional line
Solid.
is great. I
Solid.
use it. It's my mod stick, my
Yep.
casting,
Which is the
but
go-to.
it's friggin' great. Like,
Yeah,
I
man.
don't
They're
what else do you want me to say?
pretty
So,
nice. And
yeah, or
actually,
even
if you looked at them all on a
yeah,
finish-wise,
yeah.
I feel like because of the colors, that one looks like one of the
I
second
thought it
nice
was the
one
Primo
under the
one.
you would think it was the Primo. The option's all gray. You would think that
Yep.
was the budget. It's not. It's
It's the
really hard to
middle.
remember sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, the option's the middle. Professional's the lower end. Then it goes option, then taction. And the tactions are like $200.
Yeah, it's
So
wild.
yeah, I feel like TFO Professional. You got a different one you would
I
throw out?
think Abu Garcia, Veritas, and the Vendetta. Low Life has the
Yeah.
right of it. To me, that's budget, dude. Like
Yeah.
you're getting like maybe 100,
Rock
closer to
solid.
100 more often, and they're solid. I've used 3 different Veritases, and I've loved them all. I got the nicer one, the upgrade one, for my frog and rod. I still have that one.
Yep.
Um, that's a really good call.
Yeah, those are solid. All right. So lots of great options that you guys are throwing out here too. I love that. Oh, dude, Calvin, you got it. That trout pan rod. We made an ultralight rod, but it's sold out now, so I don't even care about talking about this.
I feel so
Pan
bad
fit.
too.
The trout pan too, man.
Okay, we have
Legit.
a 7-footer in like a green the sage green. It's
I have
beautiful.
not used it enough. I'm gonna use
Yeah,
that this weekend.
they upgraded so for the number 2, they upgraded the guides and then they adjusted a couple pieces on the grip. Then they have some
Yep.
new actions. They have 3 pieces and then it's in like a brighter green, sage green for the
Yep.
2. It is one of the things I'm most excited about this year is catching a huge smallmouth on that in the river. That's like I've been
Yep.
thinking about that since that rod got into the garage.
Yep. So yeah, the trout pan is pretty freaking sick. I like it a lot. TFO
Mhm.
like they come to bat for a lot of the
They
budget
really
stuff.
do, man.
All right, so let's go to reels. A
Mm. Premium?
Primo
It's
baitcaster.
gotta be the
What's your?
steez, right?
It's got to be the steez.
Steez.
It's all I hear from folks that we
Yeah,
know, like, and trust, and we're
yeah.
like, all right, if I were ever to spend $649 to $749 on a reel, I'll promise you guys it'll be a steez.
I'm there too.
If Daiwa wants to send us a steez, that'd be super great. I would be appreciative, and I'd
I think
make a
they
video
want
about it.
to sell us a steez.
They're like, hey, yeah, 4% off. Sick. I'm in. I'm
A
in.
lot.
You
It's like
son of
40
a
bucks. It's
bitch.
like 40 bucks.
Oh man. Yeah, at that price point. Jeez Louise. All right, so Steve's premium. Let's go. I see Aldebaran in here. That's a good one. Um
What's the Shimano that everyone used to use? The Metanium?
Metanium. Yep, which Debo didn't like. He gave that away on the show. He was like, I'm just not gonna use this. So yeah. Uh, all the reels I have combined 196. Dude, Bob, we get it, man. We get it. It's not a range that we play in. If you guys watch
No.
Punch Fishing, if you haven't seen him before, he's been on our show before. He's awesome, dude. Just follow Punch Fishing. He gets all the bougie stuff from Omnia. And yeah, if you want to see stuff there, you see it on that channel. Zillion, Richard. Zillion's a good one. I like
That
that.
would be yeah.
Yeah. Scorpion DC. So a 2017 Shimano Scorpion DC. Nice.
If
Love
you
it.
know the year, you're so far advanced for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. So we did Primo. What's a budget baitcaster we're going with? Not SLX anymore because yours just exploded. I still like the SLX.
I do love the
Something
SLX.
happened
Now
here.
I need to buy a loose LFS, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good option. What do we, man? We did end up kind of like
The
getting
Max
lucky with
X
a lot
is
of
budget.
reels. A super budget. Um, wait, what's like a budget reel I fish right now? I mean, the SLX is really it. Because, like I
The
said, we've
Alloy,
kind of
the
lucked
Alloy
into
M
working
from
with
PC
people that
Fun
have sent
is
us
Alloy
a
M
lot
from
of good
PC
stuff.
Fun is a good one.
I'm excited to try the Alloy M. A lot of people called that out on the budget reel
Yeah.
show. It looks nice. It's
The
smooth.
G3,
Can't wait.
the G3 at 90
Oh, the
bucks.
gravities.
Yeah.
Yeah. G3.
G3.
I've really liked the gravity reels. Fish
Yep.
2 of them right now. We got the G1 is in the budget reel set, so we're
I
gonna
think-
spool that up. Paul's gonna use that a
I
decent
think
amount. I
the
was doing.
Tatula at 190.
2 is a good one.
I feel like that actually. I mean, it's pretty
Pushing upper end of that, but yeah.
Yeah, 190. Honestly, Revos, I think they're a little overpriced.
I think yeah, until you get the SX, I don't
Yeah.
think the Revo series is really that
I
great.
don't think so either.
If you use the Revo X, this is like,
Yeah.
not grabbing that on purpose.
There's got to be a whole bunch of them, man. I don't know why I can't really think of any right now.
The brother says a classic Pro, $69.99. We almost got one.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, there's lots of options out there. I think the SLX is like hard to beat. It's just
That's the thing, man. For most of the decent reels that are at the $100 or so, I feel like it's kind of hard to not go that route. Like it's
right. I think it's kind of karma that they won the real thing and then yours exploded. Bad juju on us. Did you look at the warranty? Did you look up Shimano warranty?
No.
There's no way you had that for more than a year, do you? You got it last year.
Yeah, I've had it for more than a year.
It's probably not going to work. Anyways,
No.
that stinks. Next, line.
We talked a lot about this already. I think
we did. We kind of hammered this one.
Premium. I don't know.
J-Braid.
J-Braid. That's probably premium. Yeah. Iowa J-Braid's so nice.
Upper level.
There's much more expensive line. I'd say Varivas is probably
Varivas is probably way up there for that.
So nice, dude.
Dude, the budget that's gone is the Eminent, man. I have so much freaking braid that if it's still there, you guys go get it. I bet Weird Pound Test is available.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
200-pound braid,
17,000 yards.
Yes. The big spools were money though. I still have like 4 or 5 big spools, 1,500 yards. So those were legit. But yeah, budget otherwise, I mean, I don't know. We talked about this. I don't really
Power Pro.
Power Pro. Do we count that?
Yeah.
You can get it everywhere.
Yes. Okay. And it's like $20 for 300 yards.
Give it a 7. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. When I say okay, to me, it's like a 7.5 out of 10 line.
Yeah.
I still have it on a lot of combos.
And the Strike King Tour Grade.
Oh, no. Change. That's it. That or Contra.
Yeah.
I would take those over Power Pro these days.
I agree. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
I like those a lot. Very affordable. Cool thing about the I think it's the Tour Grade. It has the suction cup. Like comes on the spool. You can take it off, but it comes on the spool, so you can just slap it on your truck and then like spool up. That's sick.
Yeah.
Love that. All right. Let's go to baits. Can't do every category bait. So we're just gonna be like in general, if there's a primo bait you're grabbing. Can I guess yours? I bet I can guess yours.
Vision 110.
Vision 110. You didn't let me guess. That's not how this works.
What were you gonna guess?
That's what I was gonna say. Mega Bass Vision 110.
Yeah.
If I'm spending bougie,
because I do it all the time
on a bait. Like there's tons of JDM stuff.
Don't even think about it.
A lot of JDM stuff I would get and like barely ever use. A Mega Bass Vision 110, like I'm gonna use heavily.
It's getting roughed up
thoroughly.
The Mega Bass X80.
Yeah, the XR80. Is it the X80 or XR80?
XR maybe.
I think it's the XR80. The BFS jerkbait, 100%. Yeah, I'm spending on that. Glide baits, I'm gonna spend up on because they just do better. They just work better. They're just better.
Better than you.
Bring them. I want those.
Bring them. What else am I going premium on with baits?
Yamamoto's.
Never. Not
Yamatanuki,
ever. Z-Man or not Z-Man. 13 Fishing sometimes.
Nico baits, Nico leech.
Not anymore. Back in the day, definitely.
I still have 48 leeches, maybe.
Yeah,
probably more. I have
They're
more
great.
leeches. Well, I have as many leeches as every time Paul waded the river. That's how many leeches I got.
It's a lot.
48.
That's a whole lot.
Just brush them all.
Yeah, I did it all the time. Why not?
Yeah. Not a ton of other JDM stuff would I put like I'm going for this. They're great. They're fun.
Some of
I
it's
got
just
some squid
replaceable.
baits. I'm gonna fish those squid baits this weekend. But
Yeah,
it's not like what I'm
those will
grabbing.
catch for sure.
I can't wait. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those are some good primo ones. Budget. 1, 2, 3, mule fishing.
What? Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You gotta come on, catch on with
That
what
was
I'm
so
doing here.
fast.
What? I give you 3 seconds. What do you want?
Well, no.
You want to be like
no.
1 Mississippi,
Yeah.
2
Yeah,
Mississippi,
you went 1,
3
2, just like
Mississippi,
that, and it wasn't even Missa.
mule fishing.
That was it. Mule fishing, 100%, would agree with that. I think Strike King.
Strike King is, dude, rage tail swimmers, and you can get them on sale in any size.
All
They're
the
always on
KVD, all the
sale.
KVD stuff slaps.
Yes.
Red
Eye shads.
Hard to beat.
Like,
Hard
you're
to
not
beat.
going to be mad. You ain't going to be pissed if you buy some Strike
Oh,
Kings.
Maxcent is on the premium side. I do it all the time.
That would be a good ad.
Pay up for it. Don't care. I'll do it. I'll do it every
When I
time.
burn through a pack of flukes that cost me $9 in 38 minutes, which is what I did this weekend, I'm going to get another pack, man. I'm going to get more immediately. So yeah,
on the cheaper side, Z-Man all day.
Z-Man,
Evo.
does that toes the line? I think we talked about with $1 a bait. Although value is different from budget, dude. You can't argue that. So it's like the value prop is there, but it is kind of upper line budget.
Is it though?
For a lot of people,
$5 for a bag of plastics doesn't seem that expensive to me.
It goes back to quantity. What's the cost per plastic? That's what we outlined.
No, I know. Yeah.
So when you get into the frogs, the craws, like you're spending
upwards of that. But most Z-Man stuff you wouldn't consider expensive, I don't think.
I don't. I think it's worth it because it lasts.
Sling blades, not expensive. They're frog.
Their frogs are fine and they're not expensive.
All their plastics, there's a couple that are more expensive, but for the most part, they're $5.
Yep.
Like, I consider that pretty cheap. Big Bite Baits is a really good answer.
Ooh,
that's
and
a damn good answer.
Yum.
Oh, yum. All day.
Yeah, Lucas gets it. Christy Craw. The budget trailer. I mean, you're going to burn through those trailers. $3.99 a pack or something.
15 of them, whatever.
Zoom flukes.
Zoom does bring the heat, but only on like 3 categories or 2 categories.
Flukes, trick worms.
What else? And Senkos.
I mean, yeah.
And then like lizards and some of their creatures.
Ooh, yeah.
The lizard, the Zoom lizard is
it's like the only lizard I've ever caught on. I don't
freaking banger,
lizard,
dude.
Yeah,
banger.
Zoom lizard. Yeah. All right. Fair. That's a lot of good ones we covered. I see you guys are getting into it. Oh, Nisheen. See, I've used a couple Nisheen. They do make a lot more than the crazy topwater. But like the first one I got was that $30 topwater double prop with the little dangly bits. I fished it. Yeah, you heard me.
You love to have those bits.
I don't, because I've fished it a dozen times. I've never even gotten a look on that damn thing. Yeah. I have no idea what I'm doing with it, probably, to be fair. But yeah.
Net baits is a great answer. Hog farmers not. Okay, next.
There you go. Net baits for the quantity, baby.
Yeah. Just like
quantity and quality.
And the quality is good. The Pack of Craw is a certified catcher.
What about X-Zone? X-Zone budget? No?
No, I don't. I like X-Zone, but like I don't think their stuff is like that much better than the step below to pay a slight premium for. There's only a couple of baits that I'd be like, yeah, get the X-Zone version of.
They don't really, other than the swammers are fine, but there's other paddle tails I'm grabbing. And then like for the most part, they don't have that bait that really stands out to me.
Yeah, their net bait's great, but
I don't like
we don't need it. We don't need it. So I got to fish the full size before they released it. When I was in Mille Lacs, that too. And
it was the bait for the day that day, but like
no, right. They're good.
I've grabbed it since, and like I just
you don't need them. I don't need the adrenaline craw. There's about a billion versions of that. There's nothing special about it. The Swammer's the coolest game in town. They have a cool drop shot bait. There's nothing wrong with it, but
They're flipping bait, the beaver style. That's
adrenaline. Yeah,
those
it's fine.
that one and the Swammer were the only two that I would grab like out of the entire lineup. Because otherwise, I'm going down to I'm going to Yum.
Yeah, there's
Big
other
bite.
stuff. I don't need that. And then but you kind of pay a premium, right? So I don't want to do that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so we go to kayaks. What's your
Kayaks.
budget? Huh?
Kayaks?
Kayaks. Yeah, sure. That's what I said.
Yeah. Kayak.
Don't call it a boat. It's a kayak, you
It's a
dummy.
kayak.
It's a kayak.
That'll go very well for you.
You're not going to win this one, buddy. Look up the definition
You
of
already
kayak.
lost. You idiot.
You dumb moron. All right. So kayaks. What's your budget grab? Grabbing a kayak. Let's go paddle, right? So
Oh,
paddle.
okay. All right.
People ask us these questions all the time, though.
Paddle budget. Paddle budget's honestly
Crescent.
gonna be a Crescent.
It's a Crescent, dude.
It's the
so hard to
CK
beat those
Venture. It's such a badass kayak, and
Yeah,
it's
the light tackle 2, the light tackle or the
it's gonna
adventure
bang.
2, CK2.
Yeah,
Dude, the CK2 will give you everything you could
that's what I'm
possibly
saying.
need.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a good, and it's really cheap. Yeah,
and we've tried so many of
$1,000.
the models. Like, we've been in, I don't know,
Paddle situations. Yeah,
they doubled their number of models though last year. So we had tried the whole lineup almost, except for like one.
yeah.
We even tried the crew, but yeah, now they got a whole bunch more that we need to try out. We're gonna go do another day at Water Dog at some point.
Yeah.
Try them all out.
Yeah,
Also,
we have
it's
a lot of free
raining.
time this summer because we're not traveling constantly or anything.
Yeah, that's definitely not happening. Also, it's raining outside right now. Just started. So my office has been shorting out when it rains. And I've been
Just
doing
time, baby.
I've been doing electrical work, so I think I fixed it.
And he's frozen.
We're good.
I think
guess I fixed it. I don't know.
Vibe Sea Ghost is also for
I've
paddles.
Wanted to try some vibe
It's good.
boats.
The
I've never
paddle from
been
a
in
paddle one, it's good. A
Mhm.
Bonafide, I think once you go Bonafide, you're going up in price, and I feel like
You're
even though they're
definitely
still a value, I think
I'm not putting them in budget.
you've inched out of budget, I think.
Yeah, I still think Old Town, the Sportsman Topwaters, the Sportsman,
Not for paddle though.
the Topwater.
Yeah, those are big kayaks. They're meant to be paddled. I wouldn't pick those
Huh.
for
I don't know. I'm not
for
racing
paddle.
across the lake. I think that I just
I
want
would much rather be in
stability
a
and
Crescent.
control.
I'd be way happier in a
Well,
Crescent.
yeah,
It's
Crescent
cheaper.
is still at the top of my list, but I'm not including Old Town Topwaters. I think it belongs in that budget category.
Okay.
Let's go premium paddle.
Premium paddle.
We don't look at these like at all. Like I mean, unless we consider a paddle sit on top. So like the Predator, for example, if you went Old Town,
Yeah, I was thinking the
the big water
um
now,
120 the SS
1850.
127.
The SS would be a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the
probably
SS
the one I would
127
pick.
is.
SS
We've been in that one. I like that one a lot
Yeah.
as a paddle.
As a
I
paddle
did
boat, yeah.
not like the pedal. I
No.
didn't like it.
It
And I
I
have a
like that
native
they
pro.
wanted it to be
So
fast. They need 2 more inches on the gunnels.
Ooh, New Canoe. New Canoe is a great
That's
option.
really good.
I'd throw them in the mix. And we're not just talking about the unlimited. They have plenty of other options.
Yeah.
But yeah, like our buddy Ted has had a Flint for a long time. That was like $1,000 paddle. It's sick. There's nothing to it. Like you have nothing on there. So if you want to just
That's why, because the Crescent, it's supposed to not have much, but it's all molded in and it
it's
still
so
has stuff.
adaptable.
And
Yeah.
it's got what you need, and it doesn't weigh
Yep.
anything.
Yep. But yeah, I wouldn't put New Canoe into premium. I mean, the unlimited is
No,
the
it's
most
yeah,
expensive, right?
100%.
Yeah, I'd put them in budget.
Yep.
Feel free. I've never really enjoyed
No,
Feel free. I've never grabbed
it's for me, it's
a Feel Free
SS
on
one.
purpose.
I think that's the one.
So the Primo paddle SS 127. I think that's fair. So Bonafide
There's no Hobie I
127
would pick
or
over that.
PWO if you want to upgrade it. There's no. Oh yeah, there's no. Every Hobie has a pedal. All right, so let's go budget pedal. This category if we consider Old Town premium, budget pedal, I have no concept of. I just don't.
Like
I'm not
Moken.
against it. I just haven't tried that. Yeah, it's going to be like the vibes, the Moken. A lot of people call out.
It's a
So
lot
again, it's feel
cheaper.
free. I don't know. I haven't tried them. Wilderness Systems. I think
Yeah,
DeBurley's
because I
right
was thinking about the radar.
for.
They have a
Is that a
pedal.
pedal? Pedal?
They have a pedal and a paddle, yeah.
Yeah. The radar, even the Recon is
Recon,
like,
yeah, it's a little longer.
yeah. Recon was one that we were looking at. We were like
Mhm.
trying to talk to Wilderness Systems. And we were like, that'd be cool if we get in a Recon because it's a sick boat. They just get no marketing love whatsoever.
None. 0.
None. They do
None at all.
none themselves. They're not looking to work with anybody. They just don't do anything.
And does New Canoe has a pedal system?
New Canoe, we haven't tried that. I need to be able to try the New Canoe
Because
pedal
it's like a
system.
bike, and
It's like a
instead of
bike.
the
It's in
2
front of you,
wheels
but
in the
it's behind
back
you.
yeah,
Yeah. I just don't. I can't I can't
I know.
figure it out.
That's what turned me off to them, frankly.
Yeah, I remember like talking to them at the show, one of the first Icast we went to, I think,
Yeah.
and they were talking about adding the pedal drive. They were like, "Oh yeah, we got this," and
It was
I was like,
bolted
"How?"
together, it looked like yeah.
My brain was just like, "Do you drill a hole in the
The
hull?
super
Like,
skinny handle
how do
thing
you put it
where it
in?"
was like I was like, "This is
Yeah,
not" yeah.
super. Again, maybe it's great. We haven't tried it. It's just the concept of it explodes my brain cells. So just throw it out there. All right, premium pedal. Everybody's gonna call me a fanboy if I say my boat, so I have to like think of something
No.
else.
No, I think you
But
definitely say your
honestly, it's my
boat.
boat.
Yeah, the
It's
Titan X.
the Titan X. It used to be well, I would say Hobie with a 180 drive, although you don't have instant reverse. Always love that pro angler. Only 180 drive will not touch a 360 until it becomes a 540, maybe a 720. The next model. You guys, we gotta make a new model. We gotta save this
Good
company.
idea.
We're gonna save Hobie. And then one dude's just like raised his hand. He's like, yo, I have an
720.
idea. We released the 720. The Hobie
Oh,
720.
it
It's
goes upside down.
two 360 drives, one to the back, one to the front. The boat's reversible because that
The
way,
boat's
when
reversible.
we had a swivel seat, when the 360 drive breaks, which it will, you have a spare in the back.
Is
Hobie,
it weird that I
call
don't
me
have an answer to this? I
to
mean,
the
to me, it's
Primo
the
pedal. You called
PDL
Old Town Primo,
120.
so the PDL
Yeah, 120.
120. Oh, okay. So, which is Ethan's boat, right? He's got the 120, you
Yeah,
got the 106. Yeah, I think
I
that's
think
fair.
so. Like, that beats
You wouldn't
I
throw
look,
all right.
over
Yeah,
the P127, yes.
I would too. I don't know. I don't maybe I had a bad experience. I don't like the P127.
I'm not a huge
And I
fan.
like Bonafide. I think they
It's
make cool
not bad,
stuff.
I'm fine recommending it, I see why people like it, it's just not for me.
Yeah. And I think also you got like the Slayer Maxes in there from Native, technically up there, but yeah, they have
Yep.
a 10-foot version. I mean, the Titan X has a 10.5. So I would put them up there. If we go motor, wait, does E pedal count? The Old Town E pedal? B Dooley just threw it up there. It's technically motor and pedal. 6K, baby. A lot of people, when you put up the story
A
today on
lot of people
Instagram,
are into the
a
E-pedal.
lot of people
Way
were like,
more
if
than
money
I
didn't
thought,
matter,
way more.
we should tell Old Town, like, look, people want this, but there's something we have to change because 6K is not going to be it.
I totally agree. I think it's weird. It makes no sense.
Yeah. And then you get into like motorized kayaks. So, I mean, I think Primo, there's one, right? Like, unless you put an XI3 on yourself,
Yeah.
you do
It's the
XI3, you do
MK.
Newport, you
Yeah,
do
it's the MK.
Torpedo. Yeah, it's got to be like, well, the MK, the autopilot. So
Yep.
that's it, I'd say. Unless you build your own. And then
Now, let's go
we're
to
talking
build your own
15,
route.
20K.
Build your own route.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I knew I had the Newport, I'd probably go the Hobie 180,
Yeah.
right?
I think it's a good call. You're gonna feel so good with you could front and rear mount that thing. So Titan X versus the Hobie 180. Like I'd be the
I think the
same.
Hobie 180 beats the Titan X. Titan X is really nice.
In modding it, Dude, modding the Hobies, do you not
No,
remember?
I mean, when the final product.
Oh, the final product? I'm okay with agreeing with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
installing
so.
on the Hobie sucks.
Having had both, installing on the Hobie is way worse than
Yeah,
installing on the Titan X.
yeah.
That aside, the finished product, I'm with you. I think you're just gonna be so happy. That's why so many dudes have and dudettes have the custom rigged out
Mhm.
Hobies.
Yep.
Like if Christine Fisher's like, this is it, like this is it for me, I'd be like, she knows what she's talking about. I will listen to Christine Fisher in the circumstance. But we know so many dudes with the Hobies. Like it makes sense, but not the 360. Heck that.
No.
Also Berteria called out, yeah, the the boat was the original 1080. Dog, that was an 1860. Like I got dizzy from that friggin' thing. And also that boat sucks.
That was terrible.
That boat's such a great idea turned awry. And where are my horror stories though of people putting their foot up in that trolling motor?
No one's ever bought one.
I don't know. Fair. I messaged them because even though we hated on it, I was like, I'd play with this. Wouldn't it be great if they sent us two and we played bumper boats until one of us fell into the hole and got the leg chopped off by a
Yeah, I was
trolling
gonna say
motor?
got turned into mincemeat for some perch.
Do you know how many views that video would get?
None.
I
You can't post a
propose
live
that you
murder
do it.
on YouTube.
All right. So I think,
On
yeah, we
today's
covered
episode,
that. Boat we have no concept of. We already talked about this. I'm not
I
gonna
want a
give any advice
Phoenix.
there. I mean, there's a lot of things I want
I
just
want an
from
18
seeing.
footer.
Yeah.
I want
I mean, you
double
saw
screens on the front.
Extreme got his
I
sponsor bass
want
boat, Jelly.
one big graph on the main.
Yep.
I want to be able to tow some jet skis. I want 4 people to be able to sit in the boat. I want like 18-foot plus.
Fair.
That's what I want.
We do like a nitro, what is the Z21? 21 footer
Going
bass
smallmouth
boat.
crush.
Yeah. I mean, I've
What color?
been on and around those boats, so that's the only experience I have. What
What
color?
color?
Well, I'm not gonna go chartreuse full on a bass boat. I feel like sparkle truce would just be so much.
The copper sparkle in the chartreuse, bro.
The
The
copper
copper
truce bass
sparkle
boat.
in the chartreuse, bro.
I've changed my mind. I changed my
And we're
mind.
back.
If we get a bass boat, we got to get the custom rig. It's gonna be copper truce, bow stern. Let's go.
With the copper flake.
You got to get that copper flake, you guys. It
Yeah.
really draws out the bass.
Oh, Calvin. He said a rodeo clown bass boat would actually go hard. He's freaking right.
That would go so
In
hard.
the paint.
Wow. That is absurd. The
All right, hold on. Here's a
Sinestro is the best choice, which is cheapest color.
can we move on? Because I have a
Yeah.
new oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a new Q of the D.
Okay. We're done with this? Skip accessories, moving on.
Yeah.
All right. 9:30, you guys. We've gone through
Yeah, we're done.
Budget and primo stuff. So we're gonna roll into slow rolling thunder because we already kind of are off the rails. All right. Paul, hit me with the question that you're typing at this current second right now. Will you
All
read
right.
question 5?
You have to
for
you get
everyone,
to
please?
season is here. If you have to repaint your car, okay? You've just been in a horrible accident, you have to repaint the whole car.
Okay.
But you can only select the pattern of your favorite bait. What pattern would that be?
Morning dawn. It would actually be
That's a really good answer.
morning dawn,
Not
dude.
Dakota Sunrise.
Dakota sunrise
That's
or
peak.
yeah, or like the Nico morning
Tilapia
dawn.
Magic,
Tilapia magic. Oh
bro.
my
The
gosh.
motor oil with like 9 colors in it.
Yes. And that motor
How
oil's
about
gotta
how
it's
about
gotta change in the sun.
oh yeah. Tilapia Magic's amazing. Loon is a
Loon.
good answer.
Loon.
Oh man.
That's
Loon
so
is a
good.
great answer. Ooh.
Wow.
the baby bass torpedo color,
Yeah.
like the frog, the bright green with like the spots and then the yellow on the bottom.
Yo, electric chicken.
Dude, good answer
That
though.
would be
That's like a
so nuts.
chartreusey yellow, more of the yellow chartreuse with a pink on top and then silver and white
Yeah.
flake.
But you go like pink base and then the chartreuse yellow underneath is
Mhm.
underlights. It's
Yep.
just
Gorge.
like Tokyo Drift, dude.
Oh, yoga pants is good. The deal would be kind of awesome.
Dude, PB and
Z-Man's the
J.
deal.
PB
Yeah,
and J.
that's a little dark. No?
It'd be so weird. That would be such
Yeah,
a
that'd
weird,
be weird.
just brown and purple.
Monkey milk would be interesting.
Ooh, very. What's the cowpoke?
I thought about cowpoke actually super
Cowpoke,
hard. I was like,
the orange and like
ooh,
chartreusey yellow, more
ooh,
yellow than chartreuse.
ooh. Coleslaw.
Ooh,
Yuck.
coleslaw. The orange, the green.
Hold on. Black and purple.
Yeah, or black and red is like already car colors,
Black and red would actually be kind of dope.
right? That always slaps. Whenever I see the ram with the red trim, I'm always just like, darn it. I
Here's
have
my
a
stupid
silver
gray one.
I have a silver ram. Dang it.
All right, that was good.
That
I
was
think my final answer will be tilapia magic.
Morning Dawn, Dakota Sunrise. I'll go Dakota Sunrise. I
I
think it's
like
like a
it.
nice subtle
I like
blue,
it. This is
purple
good.
pink. All right. Next one. These are my questions. What I want to know. We're talking about, budget versus bougie baits or tackle or reels or whatever, right? So that's been the whole topic of the show. Who is worse to deal with in the comments, you guys? And I'm talking like this includes you. So you guys post a fish pic, right? Grip and grin.
This includes you.
It's talking
Like
to you and the chat.
you commenters.
You
You listen up.
no. This is happening to them too. Like if
I
they
know.
post a fish pic, you guys post a gear pic, you post your new kayak. Who is worse to deal with in your comments? And we'll give our opinions too on this, but who's worse to deal with? The bougie boys or the budget boys? So picture this. You post your budget kayak. Somebody jumps in there and like, you should have gone with a Hobie. You should that thing's a piece of crap. Sun Dolphin's garbage, right?
That next is the only kayak that's ever been made. It's worth any money.
Right? Or you post your native Titan X, and then everybody's like, "That's way too much money. It's way too heavy. You should have got that."
thing you should ever buy. I could have got 3 of those for the price of one of your pedals. Yeah.
Yo, where's the Titan X guy, by the way? That was like,
Yeah,
the
where the
only
hell are
guy
you?
you should. This
The
was 3
hell
months
are
ago.
you?
Where is
get
that
out
guy?
here. You apologize to me.
Bring him,
Right, you
bring
say,
him. Come
"Take
on
it,
back.
bring him, bring him."
All right, but who's worse to deal
Remember
with,
the run
Paul?
guy, the TikTok run guy? Bring him,
Yes.
bring him, bring him.
Bring him, bring him.
Bring him.
Who is worse or more annoying for you to deal with, Paul?
Uh,
Bougie or budget?
so wait, which if it's okay. So people
Busby
who
is
say you
trash.
should have gone nicer.
Yeah.
I think people that it's the budget folks. For
Yeah,
me.
the budget folks hit us a lot. And we mostly are like up the middle. But if you post like a Busby, they're like, oh my God, like you could have got a Plano for
The only
$4.
the only
Harbor
reason is
Freight,
like if
idiot.
I had the money, like let me spend my money however I want. You know what I mean? Like I
That's
can't.
what's so annoying about it is like, let's say you're
It's,
saving. Like with the first Hobie I got, I was just saving up for that forever.
so I
And then
saved up for my first Busby box too. Cool.
True. And then I post about it, and then people are like, well, why would you spend that much money? Blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, leave them alone. So I'd agree. But budget bros be slamming us a lot.
But anybody that's like, oh, you spent your own money on something you wanted to spend your money on, and then they're
Right.
like, oh, you're dumb.
Hard agree. Yeah, the hardcore budget guys, they'll get you.
Well,
'cause you still have
they're like,
shoelaces. You did it
they're
wrong,
always lying too. They're always lying. They're always like,
dude.
no, I bought this for
No.
a nickel at Walmart. And you're like, no, you didn't.
Yeah,
No,
well, I
you
mean, the best example is go look at the comment section of our the word that I won't say video that budget
Taboo.
AliExpress taboo.com. If you go to our video of that where I'm in the thumbnail holding the bag up and it says trash over it, I get annihilated on this. And no, they don't even watch the video. They just see that I said trash on the thumbnail. I figured this out too late. People are just commenting because I said trash in the thumbnail. They did not even read the title or watch the video at all. They're just like,
Ideal.
this guy. Today we got one where a guy put a period after every single word he used in the entire comment.
Super uber duper serious.
And I was like, what?
I wish people
anyways.
could record me while I'm reading comments. Because
Yeah.
like when people are like, I hate that guy, or like that guy's talking too much or whatever, or like it's ugly. I literally
You laugh.
yeah, I'm like,
I laugh.
you
I
got
heart it.
me.
And
I
if
just know
it's
that guy sitting in a lazy boy shitting himself. And that's what he's doing with his night. I don't so I don't literally don't care.
oh my god, Calvin's got it. Jeff, don't assume that people on the internet can read. Totally true,
Point.
100%.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So yeah, I would agree. Look no further than that video. Like that video, we just get annihilated for not liking super cheap Chinese knockoff lures.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind to pieces because when we decided to do those videos, and we did like 9 of them because we did like 3 videos per order for 3 orders because we fished them, unboxed them, fished them, and we even filmed shopping like 2 or 3 times. Every time I did that, I was blown away by how many people defended this company to their core. And I was like,
Yeah.
this company does not care about you.
Couldn't care less.
It's all from China and it's all
Hates where you
knocking
live.
off brands. Like
Yeah.
they hate
Yep.
you.
They're
And you're over
exploiting
here
your
like,
legal system to exist. Yeah.
what are you doing? Like,
Yep.
what? That is the weirdest thing that I've seen humans do on the internet so
yeah.
far.
Yeah.
No, man, no, not the whole internet, just our part of the internet. There's weirder things on the internet. Let's be real. All right, next one. So I need to know this because we talk about food usually. I don't think we brought up food today. So you guys, what was a meal, like a staple in your household? Your parents always made this. It's Thursday night, and they're like, this thing, right?
Chicken casserole, let's go.
What's a staple meal your parents made for you as a kid that you still have nightmares and trauma about? Go, Paul. This was a horrid experience over and over again.
Consistent, but it was consistent.
Yeah.
Boiled okra.
Oh, you told me this. Yeah.
Oh God.
Boiled
and my mom was
okra.
like super stubborn. So she would just like, it'd be like 2 a.m. and she wouldn't let you leave the table till you ate your last bite. And I would be like asleep. And she'd be like, get up. And then like made me finish it. And I was like, dude, it was horrible. It's horrible. Fried okra's great, but
not boiled. What's up, Pig Jigs? How you doing, man? Appreciate having you out. We're just going through slow rolling thunder and goofing at this point, but thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. So I would say I'm gonna go back. Oh, Caro stole my answer. Caro's got it. Tuna freaking casserole.
Get out.
Really? My mom, I love my mom, love her to death. She made a tuna casserole like weekly, and like my parents were divorced. She was a single mom raising us. I was annoying.
So it was cat food casserole.
It was cat food casserole. So it's like, chunk tuna light, and
that sounds so good.
She's too busy to do anything else. So bless my mom's heart. She's making this tuna casserole like every week. And it was the kind with like the chunk tuna, bow tie pasta, and like peas and like some sort of probably Campbell's
hamburger helper
soup.
style.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Dude.
Let's go.
I think it wasn't that it was even terrible. I think it was just that I consumed it so many times that I just can never consume it again. And then my wife knows this, and I keep joking about it with her. And I was like, finally, you know what? Next time we go to grandma's house, I'll be like, hey, can you make some tuna casserole so my family can experience it too? It's going down. Tuna casserole.
Pound sand, losers.
Pound sand. Oh, you guys thought my trauma was funny? Well, welcome to your new trauma, losers.
New trauma unlocked.
Oh man.
So when at 525 Spartan, what we used to do was I would just buy meat that was about to be expired that they were selling for cheap. What?
Worst food? None. We budget folks appreciated all the food put ahead of us. Look, Paul and I were both pretty broke kids growing up.
Sarcasm.
No. we get it. But like,
so when I in college, we would buy meat that was almost expired from Meijer. They always had it like, it's going bad tomorrow. We got to throw it away. So they would do that. I would buy whatever meat that was, and then whatever flavor of hamburger helper closest enough matched the meat style, I would grab that. And
Yep.
then I would take all of the hot sauces we had in the house and all of the leftover vegetables and any shredded cheese that needed to go away. I would put all that into one big pot and I would just make that. And then usually I would eat the whole
Uh,
thing.
It's the expiration date dinner. That's what it
Yeah.
is. I've done
Oh, dude,
that.
the whole
Dude,
thing was hours from
yep.
expiry.
That leftover that's been in the back of the fridge for 2 weeks, I'm always like, "I'm gonna
I was
risk it."
one day away. I was one 24-hour period away from being a turkey vulture, okay?
Oh my god. Alright, so did you guys know this? Meat sticks, like Dukes and stuff, they have, like, a 3-day expiry date.
Yeah,
Once you open it, if you don't
yeah.
consume all of them in 3 days, so, like, I have many of those bags, sometimes open 2 on accident, so there's, like, leftovers, and I'm like, "It's been about 3 weeks, there's a little bit of white stuff on the side, but if you
No,
just
that's fine. Look, white's good. Black, you have to worry about.
dust that stuff off, like, you good to go." It's immunities, you guys, it's just helping. I
Mhm.
worked in gyms for, like, 20 years. I have an insane amount of
Oh,
immunity, and I
yeah, we
wrestled forever
wrestled. Yeah,
before
we
that.
wrestled. I had
My
a
immunities were growing
virus that
early.
was crawling up and eating my ear off. It was like, yeah, it was
Did you get
disgusting.
ringworm? I got ringworm, like, 6
Twice,
times.
twice. And
I
one time
kept
it was
getting
behind my armpit, and they were like, "Raise
Yep.
your arms," and I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
"Yeah."
I had it on the like, my inner thigh, and coach was like, "Yo, just pull that down.
Yeah, you
Be
just
alright."
knuckle it. You just hide it with
Yeah.
your hand a little. Yeah.
In our little wrestling lunards.
Classic.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I need some more so tuna casserole has come up multiple times.
That's weird. I
Um,
think tuna casserole is great.
hamburger helper for the freaking win, you guys.
Yeah,
W's in
just
chat
dump
for
in
hamburger
mystery meat
helper.
in there. It's the best.
So
Maybe
good.
saute a buzzball in there. Whatever.
Maybe a saute a little buzzball in there. What do we got left over? Mocha? It'll work. That'll work. It's like
Marshmallow's one you
milk.
gotta watch out for.
Hamburger helper's like, add a cup of milk, and you're like,
Milk.
mocha, coconut. Let's go. So terrible. Oh
Terribly
man.
awesome.
No, Cisco, not a fan of meatloaf. I would say it depends on who made it. Like if
Bro,
it's made
college
well,
meatloaf, bro. I lived on college meat, bro. And that's you guys are all hating on like what made me the man I am today. Okay.
meatloaf is a go-to.
Slept on.
Go-to.
Slept on. You know the thing about meatloaf that it really is good? When you cut it in strips and it's like a dip. It's like a dip game. Like,
Yeah.
what? I got 6 different barbecues, hot sauces, some ketchups, we got some mustards, got some coupons.
That
Like,
no,
it's
wait. When you guys make food, do you do the multi-sauce option? Because I
100%.
always do.
Yeah, bro. I got a
Every
selection, bro.
my wife gets on me every time because she'll make a delicious meal and I come out with Valentina's and buffalo sauce and
You drown it
ranch.
in A1.
That's like, this is delicious, honey. You did such a great job. I'm like, look, this is just who I am. This is my ADHD quirk. You got to let
Yeah,
it
bro.
happen. It's not a comment on your food.
I'm out
I
here,
just
and while I'm
love
eating one
sauce.
sauce, I'm thinking about the next 3 I'm got lined up. So yeah, meatloaf,
Dude,
Sauce Town.
meatloaf slaps. We do so we prep our meals at a time. We did burrito bowls this week with like chicken and peppers and black beans and rice, right? What Chipotle should be able to do but is incapable of doing. We
What's your
did that.
problem?
So dude, they're getting railed right now.
Let
But
them
we
have
do that.
it.
I'm going like salsa, Valentina's, and that guac sauce is money. You guys got to get the green sauce in the international foods aisle. I drink that
Alright.
stuff. All right. The half whiskey and water on the counter from the night before always went in the hamburger helper. Dude,
Facts.
that's clutch. That's a good choice. That's good
Alright.
seasoning. That'll 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 hit. All right. One more, we out? I need to
Yeah.
know this question because it's giving me ideas. So now that we've goofed, I need some ideas from you guys. So I want to know, what are you most excited about for this iCast? So we have our passes. We have not purchased flights. We should probably do that soon.
I
At least
haven't
get
heard any
ourselves down
yeah.
there. And then we got to find a place to stay. So anybody going to iCast this year that wants some roomies? I know at least one that'll be okay, and then another one that can come along. But to me, two, if you want one person to eat all your snacks, I know the guy. So
I
who is
didn't
it?
finish that bag of chips.
You didn't.
Keep
I
going,
brought it home.
Ethan.
You gave it to me. You proved a point. That you were there to just prove a
Face.
point. That's what it was. All right. So what are we most excited about for
Pointing out.
Icast, Paul?
You know what's funny, man? I've heard about nothing. I don't know about any kayaks under development.
Me neither.
I don't know about any crazy baits that are on the way.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about any announcements. I haven't heard about any clothing, rods and reels. And I'm never plugged in, but I usually hear a lot more than I'm hearing right now.
Yeah. Um, I don't know, man. Like I haven't there's like no chatter. I think Yak Attack's trying to throw their bump board again. It's still not done. Yak Attack never made this upsets me because I wanted it. The live scope arm. They were supposed to have a forward facing arm that would like fold up and rack up, kind of like the Railblazer. That Railblazer, oh, dude, those FFS arms are $200 to $650.
What
So
the
the Railblazer's 220, and then the fishing specialties we have, that's 205. And then the sniper scope a lot of guys are using now, $650. Yeah. Because it like
That's
you
the
can
metal
adjust.
one?
Yeah, it's the one it'll change your angle from like forward to down just by rotating the handle, and then you can like rotate it around really easy. I think it's $650. Anyways, so Yak Attack didn't drop a bunch of stuff. They were super prototypes when they were there, so I'm not that surprised. And it's a long production time frame, but I don't know. I was a little disappointed not to see that on their site anywhere, and I haven't heard about it since. So I don't know if they're gonna do it, but their bump board's coming out. They were talking about that. They're finalizing it. What else? I mean, usually for me it's kayaks. Like I just want to go there and
Same.
see what are people doing, but usually they're talking about it ahead of time, and all we've got right now is the autopilot in Fire Tiger, which I don't care about like at all.
No.
Like, I just don't. Um, yeah, I haven't. There's probably going to be a bunch of really cool baits. There always are, and then a bunch of
When's
lame
Lou's gonna
baits.
release something new?
When is Lou's going to drop something new? It'll just be an updated Hyper Mag again.
They have nothing going.
The Elite Tie, like that's what they repeated. Tatula did a new Tatula, and then last year you had the 7 reels drop, which we didn't care for. Z-Man's gonna have another rod, probably another Ned option. Which I
Don't
still I
care.
like the idea of, but I'm not buying it. Like, I'm not gonna buy it.
No,
If they
when
want to
you
send it, I'll use it, but I'm not buying it.
no way.
Anyway, if that tells you anything, that's where we're at. Like, would
Especially it's
love
like
to try it
$110 or something.
out. Yeah, more like 120, 140, I think. Maybe even 150. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a while. The 12-foot pike lure. I think I saw that. Some absurd uncastable pike lure. Just so huge. Jim, I'm always down for BFS now. We hunt that down. We hung out and we will again this year. Bait Finesse Empire is there usually, like all the guys. So we'll hang out with Rar, Hunter Fisher, and Amir. We'll go walk around. We just tell them, we're like, hey, you like they do a day, we meet up with them the next day, and we're like, what did you see that we need to go look at? And then we just go there. Like that's all we do. It's just listen to those guys. That's what we did last year. BFS glides are always cool. Would love to see more of those as well. Usually there's like some new gear that drops. I wasn't impressed with the gear last year, but I would love to see some new ideas.
There's nothing.
I love it if somebody else would come out with freaking kayak wheels, because gosh dang, Native has been out of stock of their sidekick wheels for months now. And they got delayed another 2 weeks, I was just told. I still don't have wheels for my kayak. It sucks so bad. I'm like, do I just drop 2K on a trailer right now? Because it would make my life 48 times easier if I did. I'm going to try and use my wheels this weekend. I think if I just empty the kayak out, use the wheels, I'll be okay. We didn't have it empty when we were lifting it, dude. It had everything in there, all the tackle and the batteries. So I'm
50
going to take
pounds.
take all that out and to save myself 55, 60 pounds. I've done it. I've done it without the wheels at my ramp, and the ramp that I
Oh yeah.
drop in at sucks. So I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Hover and mid strolling rigs. Yeah, I mean, there's already so many cool things. I'm like, what else can they do? They'll come up with something. So I see a lot, ultralight BFS. I
I
don't
am
know.
interested to see if there's like a newer version of the iReel.
Yeah, updates from Casking would be cool. Z-Man's gonna drop, I'm sure, 7 new lures that we've never heard of or thought of. I feel like they do that every year. Um, what's like a brand you would look for? How about we start there? What's a brand you would look forward to seeing? I feel like I always look forward to Z-Man, Casking, and then Kayak would be like native Old Town, or yeah, native bona fide Old Town. Typically look forward to seeing if they have anything new. Yak Attack if they have accessories, but they really haven't. I mean, they did the little box and then the what's the topper for the black pack? That extra box
Short
they came
stack.
out with. Yeah, the short stack. So they came out with those things last year, and they're pretty cool. We still haven't picked up any though.
Short stack is a great idea. That was super smart. And they had the little trays.
I might try now that I'm back to Team Lid. I put my lid on my black pack, you guys. And I don't mind it. I kind of like it. So
I
I'm
told you
leaving
you
it.
should try it.
I tried it. I like it. So I could see now trying the short stack. I'd be down. We could pick one up. I'll do it. I'll pick
I
it up.
think you should try one.
Because the thing about the Titan X is now that the front is my power central, there is no internal storage. There's
Mhm.
none. So everything, but there's a lot of side pockets. So it's like a pro and a con. And the side pockets are pretty clutch, but that could give me a spot to like throw my swim baits out of the way. BFS
Your
kit
day
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch.
I'm gonna get a short stack, you guys. I'm gonna order it right after the show. How about that? So you guys will see that pretty soon. Should I get it in a different color? I'm gonna go green.
You should, definitely.
Short stack and green. Done deal. You heard it here first. It's happening. All right. Any other brands you can think of you want to
Not
looking forward to
really. I
seeing?
mean, I don't care so much about the brands. I care more about what's getting released. So Megabass probably
Yeah. You know what we've never done in an Icast video? Go to the
a lot of
pure
stuff.
fishing section. We've never
No,
entered the pure fishing area, which is like a
no,
third of the show.
I've never. Yeah,
This is the year, you guys, that we're gonna walk through that
the closest we got was
and Guggen.
Bubba. Closest we got was Bubba because they
Yep.
had free fish that they were sawing up,
Oh, that was
and
great. Sashimi.
yeah, and
Let's
then some
go.
beers. So
Yep. Boat always has like good beer on tap. I
they
always
make
try to
it.
find the boat
They do
booth to get.
theirs.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we got for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Long, slow rolling thunder there, but it was a blast. And I got some ideas to go check out at Icast this year. So stay tuned. That's coming up fast. That's in like less than 2 months.
Yep.
Yeah. We got a lot of trips coming up too. All right, you guys, we will be back. Are we back next week? No, I'm not. I'm not available next week. Are you?
I think so.
My daughters have a gymnastics recital. So
So
I will be it's at 8:30. So it's already like during the show. I'll be 30 minutes away from my house. So I'm
maybe I'll
not.
run a bracket.
You can run a bracket. You should get a guest on next week. What do you say about that? Maybe get Ethan or Debo or
Word.
call up one of our old time favorites.
Mm.
We'll get a guest on next week. So I will not be here. Probably be a way better show. So you guys should definitely attend it and have a good time. We'll see you then. But yeah, we got lots of content coming out from you guys. Stuff from this weekend's trip will probably be about 2 weeks delay, maybe 3. At this point, we got a lot of backed up content to deliver to you. I got Titan X builds. We got the Crescent Light Tackle 2 build. We got our motors on. We're using them. We be motoring around these lakes, and it's super fun. So you'll see videos on that stuff real soon. And I promised a Bixby review, and it will be on Monday. So the Bixby review is finally going to be done. I'm about halfway through the edit. There's a lot of stuff going on with that video, but stay tuned. That'll be on Monday. And me getting hooked through the thumb this Friday,
Friday,
folks. See
baby.
you Friday. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you next time. Chaz, take us out.